By my mere presence, you can probably tell that I'm not the biggest football fan. Yeah, because it's Super Bowl Sunday and we're still doing the show, but we are doing the show because there's some awesome stuff to talk about. We now have confirmation that mutants are in the MCU. It is my 4th anniversary on YouTube. We're going to do some giveaways galore, and more ahead. Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. Despite what that banner says, this is actually the Ready, Set, Go preview show, a show that I do on Sunday night to get the week started off right by bringing us together as a community, talking about the things that are going to be released from the channel over this upcoming week. And then we also talk about some things that are top of mind for me. It might also be top of mind for you. And I will tell you guys, I think that people really wanted to celebrate my 4th anniversary on YouTube because they have renewed Reacher for a second season. A second season of Reacher is coming, people. We did it. I'm going to count that as a win for the channel, but we're going to talk about that in a hot second. Let me go to the chat real quick to see the couple of people that are here that are not watching the Super Bowl right now. I want to acknowledge those folks. Let me scroll through. Randy Resnake, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Phil Tastic is up in here. Squirrel Madness is always in the house. My man Matt Woods, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Climbing Comics is in here as well. A lot of the blue wrenches are in full effect. Steve White, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Doug says, good evening, everyone. I'm at a Super Bowl gathering, so I have to catch the rewind. It is all good, brother. My parents are having a Super Bowl party. They did not invite me. I did not get an invite. It clearly is just going to be the dopest party around because my parents were like, can't invite Reggie. We're going to have a good time. Shout out to my parents. Thank you, Mr. Comic 89. Definitely appreciate it, brother. And thank you for having me on your channel. I think that video gets released at some point this week up ahead. Tina, the OG, is in the house taking note of the wall that I have behind me. And I think it's easy. I think it is easy to recognize the theme of this wall. People struggle with the last wall. The theme of the last wall was newsstand. Every single comic that was on the wall back there was a newsstand. And I think this one is much, much easier for people to get. Jim, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling through the names. Steven is in the house. Jay Perry, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Richard's in the house. David French is up in here. Reggie with the double G's is in the house. It's good to see you guys. We again have confirmation that mutants are now in the MCU, and we're going to talk about that in a hot second. But the very first thing I want to do, the very first thing that I want to do is to celebrate my 4th anniversary on YouTube by talking about the dopeness that is Reacher. I had several people reach out to me and say, thank you for introducing us to Reacher. You know, if I can help people anyway, I absolutely will. And so I tried to turn people on to Reacher, and this show was incredible. It really, it's an amalgamation of several different really cool shows, like Banshee. Maybe a little 24 action going on, maybe a little Punisher without, you know, the true blood and guts. But it is a really, really fantastic show. And part of the reason why the show was renewed is because of how quickly people jumped on it. It says in the first three, I don't know what, 3 days, hours, I don't get that. In the first 3 hours of its launch, or maybe it's the 3 days. First 3 days after its launch, Reacher reportedly ranked among the streamer's top 5 most watched series ever in the US and globally, with many viewers finishing all 8 episodes in the first 24 hours. I will tell you that I did not watch all 24. I'm sorry, I did not watch all 8 in 24 hours, but I came close. I gave it the old college try. Matter taking me 2 days to get through it. But Amazon Prime, in my opinion, does not have the best shows. I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not think that they have the best lineup of original content. And I think Reacher was a breath of fresh air when it comes to Amazon's programming. And so I'm not surprised that they went ahead and renewed it. I'm not surprised that that it was as successful as it was, because and I want to sound the bad, the bar was low. in my opinion, the bar was low, right? But Reacher was really fantastic, and I'm excited to see what they bring in this next season. They do not have scripts written or any of this other kind of stuff, but they say that they're going to get people together and start trying to write some new content, and it'll be awesome to see how quickly they can bring season 2 to life. So some of us are doing both. I'm guessing the both is watching the game and watching me. I respect it. I respect it. Reggie's giving a shout out to all the blue wrenches and the Gibbon gang up in here. Again, I definitely appreciate everybody showing up. Scrolling through some of the comments here. I think I am all caught up on that. So again, looking forward. People reached out to you on Reacher. Yes, the jocularities of that are fascinating. But yeah, Reacher's dope. And I'm glad people jumped on it. I'm glad people also enjoyed it. So I got a little ahead of myself there. I forgot to give you guys a heads up on some of the content that's going to come out from the channel. And I would encourage people not to get ahead of the agenda by talking about things that have just occurred before I get to them. That is a way to make your host angry. Teasing. All right. So we have some good videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. One of them, I did a video recently in which I talked about the fact that we as comic book collectors and potentially collectors in general need to think about our hobby a little bit different. We may need to move away from this mindset of collectors only to thinking about small businesses. And there were people that did not like that. There were people that did not like that video and the fact that I made that recommendation. But I'm going to double down now. I'm going to double down and I'm going to offer people some practical tips on how they can actually protect the profits that may come from their comics, right? If you are selling comics, the IRS next year is going to require you to report, or PayPal and other third-party processors to pay to report to you and then to the IRS anything that is above $600. But technically, there are some things that you can be doing right now. If you are about to file your taxes, there are potentially some things that you can do right now that may actually help you in advance of this law going into effect. Being enforced next year. The law is in effect now, but you really won't pay the taxes on that stuff until next year. But I offer in this video that's coming out this week some practical tips and pointers for things that you can do to actually protect your profits. And I think that this is going to be a helpful video for a lot of people. There's a video I'm going to release this week, like last week, that people will not like. I'm going to just keep it going. I'm going to keep it going. But if you, no, let me not phrase it that way. I'm going to release a video, and there's the possibility that people that are raw comic book collectors will not like this video. Those that poo-poo graded comics will not like this video. I am already mentally preparing for the pushback that will be seen this week, much like one of the videos that I released last week, getting ready for it. In a third video, I'm actually going to help folks, at least I will attempt, to avoid a major pitfall that we as people, not just as collectors, but we as people fall into. And if you are able to avoid this pitfall, you could score some amazing key comics at huge discounts. I'm going to break it down in this video. I'm going to give you some, again, practical tips and pointers, some mindset shift that you might need to do, a couple of really cool videos that I was excited to make, and I'm hoping will benefit people out there when they watch these videos. We're also going to be doing the Comics Today show on Wednesday. The pre-recorded videos will come out at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Comics Today on Wednesday will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In addition to those things, we're also going to be doing I'm trying to read my own notes here. We're going to be releasing a podcast on Monday and also a blog post on Wednesday. The blog post is written by Dave Bratton. Really good blog post. I would encourage you guys to check that out. There should also be an email that automatically comes out to alert you to the fact that the blog post has been released. So check your email and look for that. So a lot of really great content that's going to be coming out. All right. So real quick, let's go ahead and get to there's content for everyone, just might be in different videos. Poo. They do, man. They do poo. graded books, and they try to make you feel bad. How can you read a comic that is encased in plastic? You don't. But you can get reader copies. You can read it digitally. You can read it once before it slabs and be able to actually remember it. Like I can literally remember books that I read from my childhood. I can't remember what I had for breakfast today, but I can tell you what was in a comic book that I read as a kid, probably because I read it 1,000 times. But yeah, some people poo-poo those things. So it will be what it will be. Bratton blogs are always great, very informative. The Bratton brothers, man, they do a good job. They do a good job putting together some really good content, supporting the channel in that way. So I'm definitely excited to continue releasing more of that content for you guys to check out. Thank you, Matt Woods. Definitely appreciate that. Buy slabs and raw reader or man, I'm telling you. I mean, again, here's my big thing. One, you should never really poo-poo another person's jam, right? Like you shouldn't poo-poo another person's jam. But the reality is that there's no wrong way to collect, and there's also lots of different options. And I can tell you for a fact that there are some expensive books in my collection I'm not reading multiple times. I'm not going to read them. I'm going to read them once. I'm going to commit them to memory. And if I need to reference them, I have digital copies, I have reader copies, I have lots of different options. I'm not going to go thumbing through X-Men 1 or ASM 1, right? I mean, people have to remember that, you know, you grade books for lots of different reasons. You grade them for lots of different reasons. So, I have over 18,000 books and they're getting poo-pooed never, says Reggie with 2 G's. That's what's up. I can remember a panel of Nightwing making spaghetti. Not sure if I'm making that up. Richard, just lean into it being true. It is safer if you just like, yes, that happened. It is true. I'm telling you, it's crazy the stuff that you can actually remember, right? And there is something about the power of comics, the written word, the visual, the smell that will stick with you. And I was talking to Mr. Comic 89 about this just the other day. Like comics like have incredible power to them. I can look the cover of a certain book and remember the story, but then I can also remember in many cases who I bought it from, maybe how much I bought it for, what happened else in that day, because certain purchases become an event. It's not just a purchase, it becomes an event. And it becomes a memorable one if you're doing it right. If you're just buying, crazy, spending crazy money, just buying stuff, then that's a little different. But if you're buying a graded book, man, if you're doing it right, it's probably like a moment. It's probably like a goal you were trying to get, and you want to remember that goal. You want to remember the achievement, that success. And these things are important. These things are important. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the title thing, and then I'm going to mention a couple of giveaways on the other side of this. So a few minutes ago, and by a few, I mean like 60 some odd minutes ago, the trailer for Doctor Strange dropped. And if you have not seen this trailer, it is amazing. It is amazing. You're not going to see the whole thing here because, the MCU likes to come after you and hold your video in limbo for many days in which you earn no revenue from the content. But I'm going to show a clip. I want to show a small clip here. But what you'll see in this, not in what I'm going to show, but the full thing, you're going to see multiple characters. You're going to see America Chavez, who has been rumored to be in the Doctor Strange movie. I think we see her at least 2 times. You see Wong, you see Mordo, you see Wanda Maximoff. She's in there. She's looking good. She's talking about Vision, and she made this statement, I did something, I became a villain, you do it and you become a hero. That was a moment. I appreciate it and respect that after watching the WandaVision show. And I love the interconnected nature of these things. And then the last person I'm not going to mention, because I actually want to show it here on screen. I verbally made a sound when this next thing actually was revealed. And hopefully you guys will be able to hear this and also see it just a little bit. So I'm going to be quiet and go ahead and play this.
We should tell him the truth.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is Charles Xavier, people. It is Charles Xavier, and it sounds like my man from Star Trek The Next Generation, Patrick Stewart. That is who it sounds like in the ear. The shape of the ear has led me to believe that it is Patrick Stewart. I did not count the chairs. I did not count the chairs up there, but that feels like the Illuminati. It feels, and this has been a rumor. This has been a rumor that we were going to get the Illuminati, who I think appeared in New Avengers, maybe issue 4 or something like that. I read that story arc back in 2005-ish, 2006. Absolutely loved it. I have all of those early books, but we now have confirmation, at least from my takeaway, that mutants are in the MCU. Specifically, Charles Xavier's ear is now in the Doctor Strange movie. I'm looking forward to it. What? What? That is a classic line, man. Jason, you nailed it, brother. I am a huge fan of Picard, man. Next Generation was the jam because of him. Make it so straight. Well done. The Illuminati are indeed coming. There is no doubt about that, man. And they said mystery voice. There's nothing mysterious about that voice. That's Patrick. There is nothing mysterious about that voice. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys. I will sometimes get things wrong, if you can believe that. But thankfully, people keep me honest. Shout out to you guys for honestly keeping me on track. I definitely appreciate that. I didn't think it, man. And I'm gonna tell you, it looked like a Black Panther. If you go back, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I felt like it was Black Panther's, the necklace that he wears. Let me see if I'm going to put this back up on screen, and hopefully the copyright police will not get me. And I did not zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh no, I can't do it. It won't work. But over here, can you see my mouse on that screen? Can you guys see can you see my mouse? Hopefully you can. This chair right here, if you look, it looks like something is around the neck. And I could be making it up like Richard. I could be making it up. It could be a plate of spaghetti. It might be a necklace. It's unknown. But somebody's got to count the chairs. What is it? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Charles is sitting right here or right there. So, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 chairs is my guess. Question is, how many Illuminati are there? Which Illuminati? Because there's several different teams of Illuminati that have been introduced. It's going to be awesome. What is that? I bought a few X-Men specs a few weeks ago. I'm not chasing down the golden apple tree. Brother, you cannot get them all. You cannot get them all. Yes, indeed it did. There's one actually on eBay right now, 9.8 for $399. I think the next one is $499. I don't really shop on eBay anymore, but I do like to look on eBay. I do check it out. The guy that played the Inhumans in the television show was reported to return the MCU 5 days ago. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. All right, I'm all caught up. The mutants are in the MCU, people. A verbal gasp escaped my mouth when I saw Charles. I almost lost it. I've been waiting for this day for a very, very long time. I assumed, to be honest with you, that we were going to get the FF first. I thought that we were going to get the FF first, but clearly Kevin Feige likes to do his own thing. Speaking of doing his own thing, I want to give you guys a heads up on a couple of things, including a few giveaways. Kind of sort of giveaways. So we have the Swoldier supply box, and this is a box that I've put together of over 2 pounds of bags, boards, comics, comic mounts, and other supplies that are needed for a comic book collector, right? Over 2 pounds of this stuff is going to be shipped out. We have 50 total boxes. We have art prints in there. I'm still waiting for the art print to show up. It was supposed to be here last week. Didn't make it. Hopefully Monday we get it. We're going to start shipping on the 15th and the 16th. But one of the other things that I've inserted in there is we have, and I don't know if you guys can see this, a signed copy of the second print. I can't remember off the top of my head how many of the purple that we printed, but it is double signed by myself and then Dave Bratton, and then down below his brother, Doug. Nope, other corner. Doug has also signed it. So it is a triple signed variant that we're going to put out there. Second print of the Guide to Smart Comic Collecting, not just one copy, but 2 copies, not just 2 copies, but 3 copies. We're going to randomly insert 3 copies of these in the 50 boxes that will be going out on the 15th and 16th. The boxes are available on regiecollects.com. There's a lot of good stuff in there, jam-packed full of stuff. Those that go out will probably be closer to 3 pounds, as heavy as that book is. So those are going to be going out. So hopefully you guys will check it out. 2 robust 2 robust pounds. There is no doubt about it, brother. There is no doubt about it. Triple sign retirement spec. Hey, don't get carried away, brother. I would not say that. I would not say that. But it is a cool thing. It is a cool thing. The Bratton brothers signed it in gold, and I think the gold looks incredible. As soon as my signature hit the purple, I was like, oh, that was a good choice. It looks really, really good. So we're going to put 3 copies of that into the 50 or so that are going to be going out. I think we have maybe 13 boxes left. I think there's like 13 boxes left. I kind of lost track, but I think that's the case. Another really cool thing that happened this week. Speaking of the guide to smart comic collecting, this big monster showed up. This is the guy with the first print, double signed by myself and Doug. Doug signed over here in white, and I signed on my body to try to cover up my chesticles. I went ahead and signed on there, but these things are double signed, and this thing is massive. It is a massive slab. It is magazine size. This thing is huge. I did not anticipate them putting it in the magazine case, but sure enough, they did. We had 24 of these that were graded. One of them showed up cracked. This is my copy. You can see it on the edges. It is cracked on both sides. So I'm actually going to send my copy back to CGC. These are completely sold out. They showed up on Friday, I think, and they're completely sold out as of, I think, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, we sold out. So this is my 9.8 that's cracked. That's going to have to go back to CGC. So thanks for the awesome content. Thank you, brother. Man, shipping to Canada is a beast. It is a beast. I'm going to tell you that right now, man. It is no joke. Wayne, I definitely appreciate that. But here's something else that you guys might appreciate. So Wayne just gave me that wonderful super chat. It showed up in that golden color. So I feel like I should give something back. We're going to give away a copy. I sent off 24 copies. All of them are sold. Mine is cracked and is going back to CGC. One of them came back at a 9.6. So I feel like I can't sell it. So we're going to give it away. We're going to give this thing away, and it will happen on the 20th of this month. And you can actually win this thing simply for going over to the Discord server. Link in the description. You join Discord. It's all free. There is a tab on the upper left-hand side that says events. You go in there, and once you get onto the events channel, there's I think it's Tadaz. I think it's called Tadaz. It's like a celebration, a confetti kind of thing. You click that button, you're automatically in the running to win something. And the bot, the event bot that we set up will automatically pick the winner on the 20th, and it will be announced inside of the Discord. At least that's what Lee tells me. If there's anything that I just said in the last like 25 seconds that is incorrect, it is Lee's fault. But we're going to give this slab away and 9.6, and you can win it simply for joining the Discord server and picking some confetti. So hopefully folks will do that. I think there's 50 some odd people, 56 maybe 55 people that have already entered the thing. I think there's 450 on the actual Discord server for Regie Collect. So hopefully some of those folks will spill over and go ahead and get in the running for this thing. Again, you cannot buy it. We only did 24. They're all gone. They're all sold. One person bought 3. I was like, wow, I got to figure out how to pack this up because I was not prepared to pack up 3 in one thing. So those are all out the door. So, all right. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. No, well, no, the man, I think the defect here is a printer defect that will not be affected by pressing. We actually pressed none of these books. We pressed none of them because what I did is out of the whatever number of copies I had here at the house, I went through and I picked the best of the best copies. And somehow I picked one that wasn't the best of the best. It was just the best. And it came back at a 9.6. So that one's going to be given away. It is going to go to somebody on the 20th of this month simply for joining Discord and clicking a button. What is that? The only 9.6 in the world that is more rare than a 9. No. I wish that was how it worked, brother, because I have a lot of 9.6s, let me tell you. But yeah, only 24 of them. Only 24. That is a Spawn book. Steve Conge. Steve Conge. That was given to me by Vika. Vika gave me that. Vika gave me that like over a year and a half ago, if not longer. And then that's I can't remember the name of the book. It's a good book. I can't remember the name of it. Saltwater, Sweetwater, Saltwater, Sweetwater, one of those waters. Stillwater. That's what it is. Really, really good story. I bought several copies of the #1, including several of the variants. So scrolling through the comments here, I think I'm all caught up. Pretty Fly, why are you trying to pick a fight with this dude? Everybody knows that Spawn movie is not coming out for like another 10 years. It's just not going to happen. Don't cause trouble. All right, so we've already spoken about the Doctor Strange and the fact that the Illuminati, and that's my read. That's my read. I could be wrong, but I think that the Illuminati are coming, and also this guy right here.
We should tell him the truth.
Charles Xavier. The mutants are in the MCU, people. It is all going down. I want to give you guys a heads up. This is like all about like movies. I'm like stuck on movies and TV shows right now, so I want to keep it rolling. I think it was Chuck. Chuck gave me an AOK like over a year ago, I want to say. Probably it could have been Vika gave me his probably 2 years ago because Chuck was at least a year and a half. He gave me a really nice yellow cover for this TV show right here, Space 1999. And I watched some of this on YouTube a while ago, and now it's actually on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch this futuristic space odyssey show called Space 1999, in which the people are wearing bell bottoms. I find it fascinating that they assumed that fashion trend was going to be in the future still. They're wearing bell bottoms. It is awesome. It is campy. It is reminiscent of like early Star Trek, like Captain Pike, like the early stuff, like the pilot, and then to some of those early episodes of Star Trek. And Space 1999 it's good. I do enjoy it. I like space odyssey stuff, and I like stuff that's from the past that tried to predict the future. I definitely enjoy it. So if you guys have the Amazon Prime membership or whatever, you should be able to check out Space 1999. Just get ready because it is definitely some cornball material, no doubt about it. Scrolling through. All right, I'm all caught up on that one. All right, so you guys know Jim Lee. You guys know Jim Lee is one of my buddies. And by one of my buddies, he has no clue I exist. But in my head, I like to think that he is my buddy and that we go way back. Men in bell bottoms, brother, it's going down. Bell bottoms and like off-white shoes. I mean, it's incredible. It is. There's a woman that faints in it. I mean, it's old when they're still fainting, right? Like women, I've never seen a woman faint. Like, I'm gonna just be completely honest, but woman fainted. She fell out. She fell out. you're probably in his contacts under do not answer. You're probably in his contacts, So Pretty Fly is a hilarious dude. All right, so let me give you guys a heads up on what's going on with my man Jim Lee. They are releasing some really cool stuff from back in the day. Marvel is releasing a collection of Jim Lee's trading card set. So back in the 90s, he did the trading cards. They're actually going to re-release all of his trading cards as a book. And I'm not going to go through this thing, but it's just like, celebrates the 30th anniversary of Jim Lee's Uncanny X-Men trading card set with a new book that collects the entire set of 105 cards that were released in 1992. And they actually show a really cool image here of it. This is part of the cover for X-Men issue number 1, which was one of the best-selling comics, or I think the best-selling comic of all time, with 8.1 million comics actually sold. I do believe this is the cover of this thing. All 105 cards, front and back, will be collected into this book that will be released in bookstores July 5th. So I just thought this was a really cool thing. Shout out. Hopefully CGC is watching this. Hopefully CGC will start to grade Marvel cards, because that would be amazing to get some of those cards graded over at CGC. Steven's like, I still have those cards. Steve is like, I still have those cards. That's what everybody gets in on the action with Pretty Fly. Vinny says, I love denim bell bottoms. That's what's up. That's what's up. Scrolling to some, you guys are hilarious. Castle of Grayskull toy and a new commercial during the Super Bowl. We just ordered that for my boy. My daughter's birthday is on the 19th, right? She'll be 5. And if you know anything about kids, you cannot just get presents for the kid that you're celebrating. You have to get presents for the other kid, because kids get jealous and that causes a problem. So he's getting Castle of Grayskull for her birthday, which I find fascinating. I think they're calling it's Jim Lee, just give us your money. That's what's up. That's what's up. Scrolling through, yep. Mass says, yep, got the box set of that back in the day. That's what's up. I have a whole 33 cards. Just check. Richard, that's what's up, brother. So that's going down. You guys can pick that up in July. I think it said July 5th, that card, or that book of cards is coming out. If you don't have your original, you can at least kind of flip through it. Hopefully Jim Lee is making some money off of it. My guess is that he's getting his bag. So for my man Steve Conge, this one's for you, brother. Maybe you'll pick this one up. I've been reading a lot of these season 1 titles, and maybe you will as well. Same thing with my man Donald. Milestones, Blood Syndicate season 1 creative team details released. So they're coming out. They've done Icon and Rocket. They've done did Hardware come out? I think Hardware came out. And then they also did Static. Though I think those are the 3 books that are out. They've now announced that they're releasing Blood Syndicate. So making Blood Syndicate the 4th pillar of the new Dakotaverse was just a matter of time, says Reginald Hutland in a statement. Holocaust recruitment of Bang babies in Static season 1 was a big hint that we'd eventually address the impact of the Big Bang on Paris Island. Landing Jeffrey Thorne and Chris Cross as writer and artist for the new series was pretty much icing on the cake. They're a perfect team for the story. And I think Chris Cross actually just released some images on his Instagram feed a few days ago of some of the work that he's actually doing on this new story arc. I believe that he works digitally. I think that he's 100% digital, but here are some of the images of this thing. Let me see. Let me if I can make that a little smaller. No, don't think I can. All right, so here's some of the characters. That's Y Sun right there. Here is Tech 9, who used to be a rapper back in the day. Scrolling down, here is Fade. You cannot go wrong with a good ball fade. That's what I get, my boy. So this is going to be dropping. I don't think they gave us the dates. I actually tried to look it up on mycomicshop.com to try to get it as part of my subscription, and there were no details there, but I'm guessing that those details will be forthcoming. We're going to get some Blood Syndicate here really soon, so hopefully folks will check that one out and will support it. There you go. My man Tech 9. It is a 90s name. It is a 90s name, no doubt about it. Mr. Comic says, give me more static. He will buy some static. That's what's up. So it's going down. Vinny says, what silver bronze age books do you expect to hike up? Vinny, what I will tell you, brother, is I will tell you to stay tuned to the videos that are going to be dropping from the channel this week, because I'm actually going to get to that. And I'm actually going to provide people with some practical tips and pointers for how they can score some really awesome silver and maybe even bronze age expensive books that they've always wanted. That is quite the cliffhanger. Yes, I know, but I think the video is going to be very informative, so I definitely would encourage people to check it out. Vinny, the question that I would ask you is, what books do you think, which silver and bronze age books do you think are actually going to go up in value? Then drop that down in the comment section, and we'll rock with that. All right, so scrolling on. All right, cool. I think I'm all caught up on that. One last thing, and this is going to be a little bit of a short show because of the Super Bowl and other things that I have going on here. This is one of the last things, and we're going to touch on this very briefly, and then I'll recap a few things for you guys. It looks like we are going to get another Valiant movie. We got Bloodshot with Vin Diesel a while ago during the pandemic. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I thought it was decent. A lot of people did not like it, but that's par for the course. But at the time, one of the things that I spoke about was that they had this deal in place with Sony, I do believe, for 5 movies. And there were rumors about what the other 4 movies would potentially be. I think that what happened is that folks that put together Bloodshot at Sony left Sony and went to Paramount, which kind of reset a few things. And now we're getting some insight into what we may actually get next, because it does not appear to be the original movies that were rumored to be coming. Harbinger, we're going to get some Harbinger coming next from Valiant, and the director of the Maze Runner, Wes Ball, has actually signed up for this thing. I'm not going to read through all of this stuff, but some of the folks involved with Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings are actually scripting this thing. You have the director who I mentioned a few moments ago. So it's going to be going down. Did they give dates in here? They didn't give dates for this one either. I think that this thing is in development. I think it's pretty early in the process, but it looks like we're going to be getting some Harbinger from Valiant Comics through Paramount. I think that that's the way that this thing is going to go. And I'll be honest with you, the Valiant universe in some respects was okay. There were some good things that were happening in the Valiant universe. It'll be really, really interesting to see whether these movies have any impact on the comics at all. And you guys know this. It seems like the only place that there is a connection between the movies and the comic values happens with the MCU. It does not happen with DC movies or TV shows. I don't think that it happened with Bloodshot. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Harbinger whenever it comes out. My guess is that it will have no impact on the values, which is unfortunate, because again, I think there's some cool stuff that actually came out of Valiant. I think they've just rebooted their universe. They're bringing back a lot of titles that had gone away. They're bringing some of those things back. So again, it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. So Climbing Comics is giving a shout out for Maze Runner. Let me see. I never read Harbinger till this new series. Does the new one follow the same story? I don't know, brother. To be honest with you, I don't know. I went back when some of the originals rumors started around the Valiant universe that they were trying to create, and Bloodshot. I went back and read some of those early things, but I have not read the new stuff, so I'm not quite sure if the stories connect. I don't know. So if someone knows, they may want to drop a comment in here. A couple of comments here about Archer and Armstrong. I think Archer and Armstrong is a new one. I think they're actually bringing that one back. I think I just saw that one the other day. Scrolling through, Bloodshot went up when the movie came out. Now the prices are low again. Pre-movie values. Thank you, Matt Woods. I did not track that. I did look at it, because I think that I looked at a lot of my Bloodshot #1s and decided not to send them in to get graded, because the value wasn't there enough to warrant that type of submission. And if you're saying that the prices and values have come down, it was probably a pretty good decision for me not to send those in. That's a really good question. So Squirrel Madness is making a point here about some other stuff that we covered. One of the things that I spoke about was the fact that Paramount at the time, I think, put a deal in place to have, I think it was like a first look. It might have been a first look at things coming out of the Atlas comics. And it's been what, like a couple of years? It's been a couple of years maybe since we've heard anything about that, which could be good news or bad news. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what's going on with that. I have not heard a single thing. Mass is talking about the Shooter days with Valiant, because I think Harbinger was actually developed by Jim Shooter. I'm not sure who the other person was. So they reboot constantly. Shadow Man was good this last time around. Ninjak 2. Scrolling through. So I need a Valiant expert. I got a lot of Valiant books I need to go through. Don't we all? Don't we all? I think I have 4 or 5 bins of Valiant in the 100K collection. Yeah, so I think a lot of us have that. Turok and Ninjak, says Steven, that's what's up. I want to see the Shadow Man series come back, says Steve. I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of mini movies on YouTube. One of them is a Ninjak movie, and it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. One of them is Ninjak. That's the only one that comes to mind. So the Atlas plan, I think via Paramount, was for the first movie to come out in 2021. That did not happen. That did not happen. Yeah, I may need to look for an update on that, because it's actually a really good point. It's one of those things, man, that sometimes, I talk about this stuff as like news when it's announced, but then it just kind of falls off the radar and you don't hear about it until, something else happens, or it just falls off the radar and we just never revisit it because there's never any news. So I may just have to try to see if I can track some stuff down. But gonna make me go digging in my Valiant boxes to check some stuff out. So let me give a quick recap for folks that have come in. We're going to be releasing a ton of videos this week that I think offer up some practical tips and advice. There's one that I'm actually going to be dropping where I'm going to tell people, how to avoid a pitfall that a lot of folks fall into. And if you're able to not fall in that pitfall, if you're able to avoid this mistake, then you could be rewarded by scoring some really awesome silver and bronze age comics that you've maybe always wanted, or whatever it is, whatever type of comic maybe that you've always wanted because the prices were crazy. If you're able to avoid this thing, potentially those books could be yours. So it's going to be, I think, somewhat of like a mindset type of video, but it's also going to be, I think, practical and also actionable in some respects. Another video, that I'll be releasing is one that will help you to protect your comic book profits from the IRS. And technically, any income that you make from comics or otherwise is reportable and thus taxable. There are some things that you can do right now if you're doing your taxes to not pay more taxes than what you should. This builds upon the video that I released a week and a half ago, that talked about the new laws that are going into place with third-party payment platforms and stuff like that. So 2 really cool videos that are coming out this week that I think will be helpful. The third video is one that raw comic book collectors will potentially not like, but offers a little bit of context for why I do something that raw comic book collectors don't like. They don't enjoy it, but I think it's one of those helpful foundational type of videos that I wanted to revisit. And then we're also doing Comics Today on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In addition to those things, a podcast is coming out on Monday, and a blog post from Dave Bratton will be dropping on Wednesday. So some really good stuff. I will also tell you, one of the videos that's coming out this week will give you an opportunity to win a $100 credit from my friends over at Shortboxed. So make sure you're watching the videos for an opportunity to win that credit simply for watching and commenting on a video. That's simply all you need to do. One of the videos coming out this week will have what you need to do. We're going to be inserting 3 triple signed copies of the second print of the guide that we released into the Comic Book Swoldier boxes. The boxes will start shipping on the 15th and 16th. You can still snag one from regiecollects.com. It is over 2 pounds of comics and comic book supplies contained in there, including some really nice bags and boards. So if you have like wraparound high-end variants and stuff like that, these are a perfect thing for those, whether they be Silver Age or Modern Age. And in addition to that, on the Discord server, giving you an opportunity to win a 9.6 of the first print. First print 9.6, double signed by myself and Doug. If you head over to the Discord server, link in the description of this video, you can actually, once you join, go to the events tab, and all you have to do is to tap one button and you're in the running. This drawing will go down on the 20th of this month. You have an opportunity to win a 9.6 double signed yellow label, massive slab. This thing is massive. I will bundle it up as soon as I find another box and I will mail it out. Those are completely sold out. We offered up 23 copies of these. All of them sold out minus my personal copy, which is cracked, and this 9.6, which we're going to give away. All right. With that said, a lot of great stuff actually happening, including the halftime show, which I want to go watch right now. I definitely appreciate you guys joining me on this Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the game. And as always, if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.